Hi everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. This coming Shabbat, we are starting the fifth book of Moses, the book of Dudoronumy, and the portion which is named Dudoronumy, in Hebrew, Dvarim. And also today is a special day, as it is the death anniversary of a huge Kabbalist named Rabbi Isaac Luria. Today means we are on July 12th in 2013, and this year it's a very powerful day, as this is on Friday. Righteous people are associated and connected with the emanation of Foundation Yesod, and today is Friday, which is associated with that emanation. The Kabbalist Rabbi Isaac Luria revealed to us powerful knowledge about Kabbalah to the extent that since the 16th century in which he lived till today, most of the people that study Kabbalah are studying the Kabbalah according to the Lurianic system. And with association to the book of Dudoronumy, the portion of Dudoronumy that is named in Hebrew Dvarim, Dvarim it's from talking, speaking, dibur, to talk. And Rabbi Isaac Luria is stating and explaining in the book the gate of Sha'ar Ruach HaKodesh, which is the gate to the holiness and to the inspiration that the person can receive from above. He starts with the fact that the words of a person are creating angels and creating spiritual forces. And according to the purity and the pure intention of the person, and if he expresses words properly while he's studying spirituality and studying Torah, obviously especially with the holy language, the Hebrew, he creates angels from his words. Angels are being created. From this we can understand that when we talk, there is a great significance to that in our life. And the book of Deuteronomy, the portion starts with the fact that Moses is now completing 40 years in the desert and is doing the summary of all the 40 years that he had with Israel in the desert, and he's telling them what they were doing wrong as preparation to the fact that they need now to enter to the land of Israel. Since he knows that he needs to prepare them. So in the last 37 days of his life, he was repeating and teaching them everything that they needed to know to be prepared to enter to a higher consciousness, which is the land of Israel. So he's telling them what they did wrong, to be careful and not to repeat it and not to go over that. And Rashi, the great commentator of the Torah, is explaining to us that he said, when he gave them the criticism in a way, he was saying it in a general way, in a softened way, in the order of not insulting them, not to give them the feeling of that they will come to the point in which they will be ashamed of what that he is saying. So he was very careful in the way that he said it. He did say to them what they did wrong, but he was careful in the way that and the manner that he said it. Now it's very crucial point, because the portion of Deuteronomy always will be in Shabbat before the 9th of Av, before the day that is the day in which the first and second temple were destroyed many, many years ago. The destruction in Judaism of major events that happened in Judaism and also in general events in the world, like the First World War, started in the 9th of Av, the 9th of Leo, according to the Hebrew calendar. And then it's a day of destruction externally, while internally is a very positive day. Externally, meantime, negativity manifested in that day. And always before the 9th of Av, we read the book of Deuteronomy and the portion of Deuteronomy. Why? One of the reasons, because they are telling us the hatred of no reason that destroyed the second temple, and one of the epidemic situations that caused the destruction was a story with a person named Bar Kamsa, that he was insulted by someone else in public in such way that he was so embarrassed from that he connected with the Romans and he told them what to do in order to find if the Jews are trying to be rebellion against the Roman kingdom, while they did not. And it created a situation in which the Romans believed that the Jews want to rebel against them and started all the war and the destruction, and the result was the destruction of the Second Temple. And all of that, like the straw that broke the back of the camel, was the fact that someone was insulted and he felt so embarrassed and so shame in public that this is what happened, which means someone talked to him in a wrong way, in a way that insulted him. This is why we need to be very careful in the way that we talk, and this is a message for us in our days, in our time. If we want to bring positivity, if we want to bring the light, we need to watch the way that we talk. We need to watch our words and to try always to talk in a positive manner and not with criticism. Criticism never helped and never will, especially in our generations, because usually it's too harsh and it's too hard. If you don't say it in a very softened way, it will make negativity instead of positivity. This is why many years ago, Dale Carnegie, in his book, How to Get Friends and Influence, if I'm not stating, maybe not mentioning the name properly, but he said over there, one of the first chapters is about criticism is not helping. So therefore, we need to talk in a positive way. And this is what the portion of Deuteronomy is about. Because the ability to create and to build or to destroy depends on the way that we talk. So we need to be very careful from talking in a negative way, because the concept is what goes around comes around. What we send out one day is coming back. And through the past 30 years, I see it again and again and again. What we send out, eventually this is what's coming back. So it's better for us to send out positivity, to talk positive and to think positive on others, rather than talking negative and sending negative. It's better to send energy of compassion than energy of judgment. Because if we are judging others, this is what will come back to us. People will judge us as well. We don't want that energy. It's very harsh and very difficult energy, especially in these days that the world is upside down. All the world is turning upside down. So if we want better life, we need to change ourselves. We cannot change other people. We influence other people by starting changing ourselves. So therefore it's better for us to be in the positive side than being in the negative side. And this is the book of Deuteronomy. This is the portion of Deuteronomy. And then if we do so, then we are turning to the completion of the parasha. That the sages are telling us that in the portion of Deuteronomy we have 105 verses. 105 verses that equal to the numerical value of a word in Hebrew, which is Malkiah. Sorry. Malkiah is as a king, like king of God. Like in this world, God is telling us, you can be a king in my kingdom. And in order to be a king in the kingdom of God, we need to learn the lesson that Moses is teaching us in the portion of Deuteronomy. And it starts with, please pay attention to the way that you talk. This is why it's named Dvarim, from the word dibur, talking, speaking. So God willing that we all be able and will all be that we all will receive this energy of being a king on ourselves. Because if we are king on ourselves, the world will be better. And a king, when the person is a king, it means that the positive is overcoming the negative. This is a king. A king is the one that can change things. He can make a decree and he can change things. He can change the rules. And he can change like the way that things are working. The same over here. If we are a king, then we can create changes in our nature. So the message is also, sometimes people are saying, you know what, I'm the same that I was 30 years ago. There is no hope. I can't change. I'm talking negative. This is my habit. I cannot change it. I'm thinking judgmental on other people. You know what? I'm done. I'm kaput. I cannot change it. It's too late for me. And the answer is never too late for a human being. Human being always can change himself if he truly wants it. And God willing that this Shabbat will have the energy to do so. Thank you very much and Shabbat Shalom.